the third highest-ranking House Republican Liz Cheney will remain in leadership after beating back a secret ballot challenge to strip her of her title as conference chair. Sources say 145 House Republicans voted to keep Cheney on, while 61 backed the resolution to remove her from House leadership because of her vote to impeach former President Donald Trump. That is just under 30% of the conference, far fewer than what was anticipated. One source affiliated with the Freedom Caucus said they couldn't believe the whip count was so off. Here's Congresswoman Cheney after the conference meeting.
We really did have a terrific vote tonight, a terrific time this evening, laying out what we're going to do going forward, as well as making clear that we're not going to be divided and that we're not going to be in a situation where people can pick off any member of leadership. It was a very resounding acknowledgement that we need to go forward together and that we need to go forward in a way that helps us beat back the really dangerous and negative Democrat policies.
So, John Heilman, what happened? What do you think? I mean, Liz Cheney, they just didn't have the nerve. I mean, you saw what happened to Osama bin Laden when you crossed to Cheney. I guess at the end of the day, they just didn't have the nerve to do it.
Yeah, right. Totally. I think, first of all, it is still kind of amazing that roughly a third of the caucus voted to strip her of her leadership. I mean, it's not a trivial vote. Now, she obviously won that vote decisively, so let's not make any bones about it, but it's still a third of the caucus that tried to get her out of there. And, it is the case that, if you think about who won yesterday in terms of Republican leadership, who's important in the party, Kevin McCarthy, we'll talk about this. He tried to have it both ways yesterday and sort of did in the limited sense that he split his ticket, right? He stuck by Marjorie Taylor Greene. He also stuck by Liz Cheney. And at the moment, both of them are still standing. So from McCarthy's limited personal standpoint, which is really what a lot of this is about, right? Can McCarthy, whose fragile hold over the Republican caucus, knowing that Jim Jordan is his rival to be the leader of the caucus and to potentially be the next speaker, McCarthy kind of kept it together yesterday for himself. Now, for Liz Cheney, good news that she was able to hold on and keep her post. For the party, though, I mean, the big headline out of this still is standing ovation for the QAnon lady. And Republicans yesterday saying we're not backing away from her. Democrats are going to vote. There's going to be a floor vote today, Joe, on this question of whether she gets stripped of her committee chair. And to the extent that the big political news here is Democrats want to paint Republicans as the party of QAnon. Republicans yesterday, under Kevin McCarthy's leadership, did nothing to back away from that label. This is one of the great political gifts of all time. The Democratic Party, they are loving it.
Kevin McCarthy is the gift that just keeps on giving for Democrats. He tried to be King Solomon here, Charlie, and King Solomon didn't really want the baby to be split. He was making a point, but Kevin split the baby, and there's political blood all over the floor because of it. You can't compromise. You can't find the happy medium between a thriving political party and a party that celebrates a woman that attacks Jewish lasers, says 9/11 was a conspiracy theory, says Sandy Hook was a hoax, Parkland was a hoax, and called for the lynchings of Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton and the assassination of Speaker Nancy Pelosi. There's just not a middle ground there, especially for the suburban voters, the white suburban voters who helped make Joe Biden president by leaving Donald Trump.
Joe, I'm almost starting to think that the Republican Party really is the stupid party. But no, they had a choice to make yesterday. It was either they had to choose that whether they were the party of Liz Cheney or whether they were the party of Marjorie Taylor Greene. And they basically decided the answer was, yeah, we're both. And so this is going to be, and of course that's incoherent and it's unsustainable. But today's going to be an interesting sort of two-act play, because you have this overwhelming vote to keep Liz Cheney in office. But later today, they're going to have the vote on Marjorie Taylor Greene. And I have to tell you that vote is not going to be a secret ballot. It's going to be very, very different. And I think that you're going to see an overwhelming number of Republicans who will vote to back Marjorie Taylor Greene, this bigoted deranged truther. And I think people are going to have a hard time trying to make sense of all of this. Well, there is a Republican Civil War.
Hey, thanks so much for watching our YouTube channel. You can follow up on today's top stories and breaking news, or catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.